India's banking community is shocked and rattled after the arrest of former SBI chairman Pratik Chaudhary by the Rajasthan police on a warrant issued by a Jaisalmer magistrate. The case in question is about a hotel property in Jaisalmer that defaulted on loans from SBI. The loan was subsequently assigned to an asset reconstruction company which sold it to an NBFC. The NCLT had cleared the sale. Even the Supreme Court had cleared this sale and quashed an earlier FIR against the ARC personnel. But all this did not stop a judicial magistrate from issuing a non-bailable arrest warrant against Mr. Chaudhary. More bizarre, he was denied bail for an offence that the police earlier considered civil and not criminal. What worries bankers and all financial sector experts is the arbitrariness of the process and the few safeguards available to a citizen. Firstly, can the police of one state arrest an individual in another state? Secondly, shouldn't there be some initial summons where a citizen can defend himself, prove his innocence? More bizarre is that any director of an ARC can be arrested by the police, taken to a judicial magistrate and refused bail in a case where an earlier FIR was quashed by the Supreme Court, no less. So, I mean, there is a series of bizarre events here. Joining me to discuss the impact this can have on the financial sector, on human rights, are Sunil Mehta, who is Chief Executive of the Indian Banks Association, outgoing Chief Executive, Shardul Shroff, corporate lawyer at Amarchand Mangaldas, and we are also joined by Mr. R.K. Bansal, Managing Director at Edelweiss ARC. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me. Mr. Shroff, I have to start with you first because it is the legal decisions or the legal process that is scaring a lot of financial and non-financial experts. Is there nothing to stop the judiciary or a judicial magistrate from issuing an order in a case that's already been settled by the Supreme Court, no less?
I think this is bizarre. There is no question that there should have been a notice issued to Mr. Chaudhary and he should have had a right of say. But the only thing which I've read through the newspapers is that, is there an undervaluation? Because the dues were about 24 crores, sale value was about 25 crores, but the allegation of the promoter of the previous hotel group is that the land is valued or the property is valued at 250 crores or 200 crores. So is that the reason why the court has issued court issued these kind of non-bailable warrants? Yeah,
but you are also an IBC lawyer, Mr. Shroff.
Yes.
And this case has been settled by the NCLT. This 24 crores or 25 crores was supervised by the NCLT. It was challenged in the NCLAT, challenged the Supreme Court, and all these higher courts have blessed the sale process or the decision, the judgment of the NCLT. Can it be revoked repeatedly?
No, it should not be revoked like this, except that, as I said, and there I'm speculating, is that if there is a valuation dispute and a property of 200 crores has been sold or knocked off at 24 crores or 25 crores, then there could be somebody's allegation that this is a convenient sale. And, you have this latest report of the parliamentary subcommittee saying that the code of conduct should be applicable and land property should not be sold at an undervaluation. That's the only reason I can fathom. Otherwise, I find this totally bizarre.
Mr. Bansal, do you want to come in on this? My sense is the promoter, I do not know what was the case in front of the Chief Judicial Magistrate of Jaisalmer. We don't have those papers. But the very same charge was raised by the promoters in the NCLT that this is undervaluation. Or so it seems, because I read the NCLT order. And therefore, if the NCLT has blessed it, or agreed to it, then this issue has come up and has been settled. Your comments?
I find it very actually strange. Let me explain slightly whatever some details I could get about the case. This case was sanctioned actually somewhere in 2007-8, became NPA in 2009. I think SBI has given a loan of 25 crore to this hotel. The hotel didn't get completed. It became NPA. The bank tried to take action. The promoter didn't allow that. So let me just add up here from 2009 to 2018 19. 10 years, this borrower has not allowed any action. Bank went to actually SARFAESI action through DM. DM didn't give approval, and SARFAESI incidentally requires the DM's approval, by the way. And then finally, ARC has to take the case to
NCLT.
IBC. And in IBC, promoter also had a chance technically, or to anybody else had a chance to give a plan. Nobody gave, I think except one or two. And finally, this plan was approved. Let me also add here, this loan amount itself was 25 crore. So, and sanctioned 10 years ago, the dues would have become much more today. And the property value this is a usual excuse taken by most of the borrowers and promoters that the value is high and bank is selling at a lower price. But this is a dangerous trend that bank, earlier chairman of a bank, and that entire ARC board is being issued warrants for arrest. Where a case has been, as you rightly said, it has been approved by the NCLAT, Supreme Court, and even NCLT, it was approved by the principal bench, Delhi.
Yes.
Let me also add here, this was one case where police arrested RP. And that itself became a big case, and up to Supreme Court it went, and NCLAT, NCLT, Supreme Court also fired the police that you can't arrest RP, and after that only the guidelines came that police cannot take action against RPs, resolution professional like this. So this has been a actually checkered case, but my only worry is the people who are influential, if they can use the system like this, then it's a very bad day for banking and ARC in that sense.
Right about this arrest of the RP, the resolution professional as well. And I think at that time, the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India took suo motu cognizance and filed a criminal complaint before a special judge, Jaipur, against the directors on this issue. So that was something the IBBI took very seriously. Mr. Mehta, now you're representing the bankers, even now, though you are handing over charge at IBA. But what's the impact on the banking community, and what safeguards is IBA seeking?
So, Lata, you very rightly raised this issue, and I'm totally aligned with what Mr. R.K. Bansal has said, that whatever decision has been taken, I am not fully aware about the facts, because whatever information I have on the basis of the media reports and the limited information I could gather in a day. But even the sale to ARC was done by the SBI after following the due process. Even the employment in ARC by Mr. Pradeep Chaudhary was taken by adopting the due process. There is a prescribed process for everything. And just on these grounds, without giving a sufficient opportunity to a senior banker, if they are arrested like this, put behind the prison, when there was adequate scope available to the investigation agencies to collect this, because all these sales, whatsoever the sales, maybe ARC sales, maybe a bank sale to the ARC, everything is a well-documented. And when it is a well-documented process, it's a totally legal process. Then it is totally based on the documents, what was available on the record, and that could be assessed based on which a case could have been established. And then only, if the court find that something really necessary, then only they should have given the warrant for arrest. And without providing a sufficient opportunity for such a senior banker and arresting them, will definitely play a negative role on the morals of the banker, because bankers have to take these decisions day in, day out.
Yes.
Valuations is a matter of time. There are a lot of lands are valued very high for agricultural land.
Yeah.
You have very high values. But when you go for sale, you don't get even a single bidder. What the lender is supposed to do?
Yes.
Then he goes to the market again. They go for a resale. They go for a revised lower valuation. Again, you don't get. Maybe sometimes, I know myself, there have been cases where we have gone for a sale auction process 8 to 10 times, reducing the reserve price consequently, which in turn may be sold at a much lower valuation than what it was at the time of the original lending.
Yes.
So these gaps are bound to happen. And just because of this, if you make it, criminalize it, convert it from a civil liability to criminal liability, this will really impact the decision-making process of the banking sector in general, and ARCs in particular.
Yeah, then, the only judgment I could fully read was the NCLT judgment when it approved the sale of the asset to JCF. Now, there were some charges which the promoters had raised saying that the ARC itself is related to the NBFC because it had helped given them a loan in procuring that loan from SBI. But the NCLT knew that, and the NCLT has regardless blessed it, approved the decision, and the NCLAT and the Supreme Court. So, picking holes in a judgment when two superior appellate authorities, the Supreme Court no less, becomes, extremely confusing. Then at what point does the case end? Mr. Shroff, what should the law do? I know this is a question which I should actually ask maybe a criminal lawyer expert or the law minister himself. But, what is the protection available to bankers, ARC directors, independent directors, anyone in the financial sector?
Under Section 149 of the Companies Act, this is actually a charge which should never have been maintained. For the simple reason that an ordinary director who is not a promoter does not really carry liability unless this was done with his active connivance or with his active participation. So the Companies Act does provide provisions whereby the director should be protected. Now, a few facts in addition to what has been said so far. It appears that the FIR was closed and a closure report was being made. And in the context of the closure report, he filed a protest petition, that is the borrower. And it is in the context of a protest petition where they have named all the directors of the ARC that notice that arrest warrants have been issued.
Yes.
So there seems to be some factual gap that we are not able to really put our finger on. And unless and until the true facts come out, we are speculating.
No, I agree with you that we do not know the grounds of the arrest. But this protest petition itself, from what I read, was in 2017. And it was subsequent that the case was decided in the NCLT and, got the imprimatur of the Supreme Court as well. Separate from that, it does look like judicial magistrates and police have extraordinary powers even after the Supreme Court and the NCLT have decided cases. So, does the law need to do something to give protection to a citizen?
The protection is there. The question is that people have flouted it.
Okay.
What is the involvement of Mr. Chaudhary as an ordinary director in this particular decision making of the ARC? If he is an ordinary director, he has no liability. And where's the question of even in civil law, he has no liability. In criminal law, he has even lesser liability.
Okay.
So the law does provide for remediation.
Mr. Mehta, have you all approached the central government and the Rajasthan government? We understand that the IBA did or will do. Any response at all from the DFS, Rajasthan government?
Yes, we have written our protest letter to the Chief Secretary of the Rajasthan government. Even IBA sought an appointment also from the Chief Minister of Rajasthan. And we have written a letter to the DFS also to come out with certain rules and systems so that if the senior bankers are harassed like this and they are put behind bars for some non-existent or small issues without having a proper detailed investigation, then this will really dampen the morals of the million of bankers working throughout the country for banking system, because they know that if the captain of the largest banking system can be put behind the bar and without even proper investigations, without proper understanding, without even proper documentary evidence, because everything is in banking system is document based.
Yes.
Then there is something which it's not another type of warrant. It's a documentary thing. It's all documentary thing. So I think we are protesting for it and we are asking for solutions also, because government has come out with some solution by making corrections in PC Act. PC Act they have corrected by saying that simply loss to a public institution cannot be a grounds for treating it as a corruption. There has to be a malified involvement to it. And I think the same thing should apply here also. They have to establish where is the malified involved with Mr. Chaudhary. And I don't think a person of his stature for such a small things, there can be anything. But anyway, it's a matter of investigation, so I won't comment on it. Another thing important, very important is there is realizing this, the government has already come out with a vigilance committee. So vigilance committee is now examine all the cases before going to the police, maybe CBI. For CBI, that limit has already been there, and all cases above 50 crore,
Yes.
government has created a system. So that provides a cushion, because that case is examined by people who knows about banking, who handles about business. They can filter it and say, okay, this is an actionable case or not actionable case. But in this case, no such mechanism was existing or used. So I think they need to create such system for the state government police also.
Okay. Well, Mr. Bansal, last word from you. Not just bankers, I guess everybody in the financial sector, somebody who has bought a company, somebody who has been an RP, all of them seem exposed to the orders of a judicial magistrate, to the lower judiciary. Actually, here the problem appears to be that the higher judiciary is in sync and aligned, but it is the lower judiciary which perhaps is not respecting what the higher judiciary is saying, or so it seems. Without reading the details of the case.
So I will only say, Lata, two things. One, I think the prima facie, the case itself is faulting in the procedure. Even if you have a charge against Mr. X or Y, you have to issue notice, you have to give a chance for that person to explain. And this is like a small, very low judiciary just issues a summon. Not a summon, warrants. And that too at the full board of the ARC. I think this is a second case which I find, the third case rather, after Kingfisher in IDBI and Bank of Maharashtra arrest. Even in Bank of Maharashtra case where IBA had to take action, the arrests were made by the police. So finally government made a rule, police cannot arrest the existing, working bankers. But in this case, because it's a retired banker, so they have misused that. But my point is the borrowers in this country have been using the legal system in that way. But I have never seen this limit crossing, that you misuse the system to the extent that you issue warrants for a person of Mr. Chaudhary's stature, and the state police goes to other state, arrest him, and that too, I think, during Diwali vacation. So it seems to be all premeditated.
Yeah.
So my limited point is, even if you, I'm just ignoring the factual part, though I know some facts, but I'm saying, even if somebody has done something wrong, you can't warrants against the ARC full board.
Yes, at least a chance for the person to explain his position, summons.
Yeah.
And even more bizarre is reopening a case which one thought was settled by the Supreme Court, no less. And in spite of it, things coming back. Maybe there were holes in the judgment, but the point is it had got the stamp of the NCLAT and the Supreme Court. So what is new in the entire charge? Of course, we are speaking without knowing exactly what was presented before the Chief Judicial Magistrate, what the case was. It is the process that the bankers and the financial experts are questioning. We hope some remedy will come from the legal system and from the government. Mr. Mehta, Mr. Shroff and Mr. Bansal, thank you very much for participating in this conversation. We have to take a break, but don't go anywhere. There's more business news lined up for you.